Hi everybody, this is the star of the show, Kiki, and welcome back to another episode of Reaper Toolbox Pro Tips with your star, Anne, currently off camera, along with Quindy, who I love, and Justin and John, who we really don't care about because they're not really on here anymore, but we say them every day anyway. Maybe it's like summoning, I don't know. Also, there's me, Kiki, and this is totally my voice, and it even is more my voice when I see a squirrel. Hi. Sorry, I was tempted. And Kiki's like, I've been used. Good girl. Good girl. She's also baffed. And she got to get back and take a walk this morning. Outside, in the world. Our heat is over. Good girl. Yes, good girl, Keekers. So the sequestering of the Keekster has ended. Yes, I decided to have Kiki introduce the show. That way I cannot be held responsible for anything she said. Nico. Yeah, dream on. My throat would be like totally screwed up. But all my dogs have had voices, actually. And Kiki's voice is very much like Blazy's voice. Blazy was the princess dog, though, so it was a little less rough. But Kiki is more like could go off half-cocked at any moment. Like, that's the voice. And then Leo had the voice of the dog from Up, because he was totally a Leo. So yeah, you know. In fact, I gave him that voice before Up came out. And then when the dog from Up had that voice, I was like, ah! Nailed it. So yeah. Oh, off until Friday. Good job, Carnico, good job. I'm here until Friday, and then I go to Yosemite with a papa. We'll see how that goes. Doug is kind of the dog voice of the dog who everybody loves and who loves everybody, and that was Leo. But yeah, so... Oh, and Carnico, you we're not on my Saturday stream, so you did not know, but I got my bird feeder, got a new bird feeder. It's unfortunately I had to order the bird bath from Williams-Sonoma, and they take their sweet freaking time because apparently they don't realize that in this age of the internet, we really want it at least within a week, not 3 or 4. Seriously. What is with these big old companies that just don't freaking understand that when you order something these days and it takes 3 weeks or more, you're kind of dissatisfied? I kind of remember this happening last time I ordered something from Williams-Sonoma, but they got to buy because it was during the pandemic. But now I'm in the mood to be grumpy. like actually to make a complaint to them and ask them, do you not understand that it's a different time now? And yeah, I don't even want it to be instant, but I want it within 7 to 10 business days. If I order something from you, I should have it within 7. I'm old enough to remember when things were not instant. But dang, like 3 to 4 weeks? Lucky to get it by my birthday? Like, seriously. Maybe I'll just go to the wild bird store that I just discovered 11 minutes from me and buy another bird bath, and I'll just have two bird baths. How about that? But then at least I have a bird bath for the interim, since I have to wait a month for my bird bath. Yeah, see, I just don't get that. I'm just like... Oh no, Quindy, yeah, they sometimes have a problem with business addresses. Right, but I would understand that from a totally ancient company like Williams-Sonoma. I would understand the 7 to 10 days. Yeah, what's basically a month is just not. Yeah, but it's in stock, Pendrake, and they're a USA company, so you can't tell me that it's Oceans. If you have it in stock on your website, it should be in stock, folks. Guess what? But it will when I decide not to order my next thing from them, Sagebrush. That's the thing, is I've been a pretty loyal customer of theirs for many, many years. Many, many years. But I'm getting a little disgruntled about this. Disgruntled enough to just say, you know what? Bye. You've lost me as a customer. I mean, I've bought knife sets and pots and pans from them. Not cheap, folks. So yeah, you lose my future expenditures. That's the thing. See, that's the thing. Basic economics. My immediate dissatisfaction does not reduce their bottom line, but my like acting upon my dissatisfaction reduces their future bottom line. The problem is that businesses are terrible at extrapolating these things. And it's like, yeah. Like, and if I was an econ, if you wish me to go that way, Sagebrush C, have you, are you familiar with, crap, why can I not remember the awesome economics book? Misbehaving. But essentially, because humans are not econs, you know, if I was an econ, sure, I would still buy from them as long as I could get the thing I wanted at the price I wanted, right? Because that is logical. But humans are not logical. We get pissed about things like extended shipping times, and then we just don't buy from you anymore. Yeah, oh yeah. I know it, Sagebrush, because I watched it work with Ed. We would point out to Ed. We would be like, you know, that's like one person in like tens of thousands of people who order from the company. And he would be like, I don't care! They cared enough! Yeah. So yeah, I know it can work. It depends on how disgruntled I am. If they actually get it to me early, Sagebrush, like if their shipping estimate was actually just them covering their butt and they get it to me in like 10 days, then I won't write a letter. I'll be like, all right, okay. But if it's honestly June 14th before I get it, we're in trouble here. Yeah, when it's a company that used to do a lot better, and now, yeah, and I understand the labor market. I understand, even with the labor market, you had better strive to get your packages out the door to the customer in 7 to 10 business days. That is the cost of doing business in America today. Do whatever you gotta. But, I mean, that's why the internet department is a super top priority at Reaper. Is because we want that turnaround, right? We want that fast turnaround, and they strive to give us that turnaround. And if internet feels like it's falling behind, I watch those guys come in and work extra on weekends. Like, Sydney would get the OT approved, or she would get her part-timers to come in for an extra shift. You know, like, that's the thing. Oh, no, Cornico. That's sad. I'm sorry. I hate that stupid package theft crap. Yeah, exactly, Agent Marvel. See, that's the economics I know. But companies tend to be very short-sighted about it. They're like, well, they're still buying from us, so blah, but maybe I'm not gonna. And now I'm talking to all of you about it. Now you're gonna remember this the next time you go to think about ordering something from Williams-Sonoma. You might still order it, because you're not me, and you're not as disgruntled as I am about my experience. But, you know, it'll still make you think. And if you're not really invested in ordering that thing from Williams-Sonoma, maybe you'll just take a couple seconds and do a web search and see if you can find it somewhere else. Yeah, that's where it goes. That's where it goes off the rails for these companies. Yeah. It's a kitchenware company, but they also do some other house stuff, and so they have some house stuff. You know, Sagebrush, it didn't, because remember that before Reaper I worked with Equifax, which is one of the biggest, most faceless corporations on Earth as far as credit bureau. We didn't fulfill orders, but it was still working in real corporate America. So I knew darn well when I got to Reaper that I was a lucky duck. And my dad grumped at me. He's like, you'd never survive in corporate America, blah, blah, blah. It figures that you found a job at a little, you know, mom and pop company, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, damn straight, and I'm sticking to it. So, you know. So am I spoiled? Absolutely. But do I know exactly how spoiled I am because I have worked in corporate business? Yes. Yes. Williams-Sonoma. Yeah, they do really nice kitchenware stuff. Yeah, you're never going to because you're out of country. You're right, yeah. That's fine. Thank you, Cornico. Right, exactly, Crowley. But like I said, Reaper makes that a priority because Ed, and you can thank Ed for this. I mean, this is why I say that Ed was always very foresighted about the business, right? He took one look at what Amazon was doing and went, okay, this is what people are going to expect. Can we do this? Yes, we can do this. All right, let's do it. You know? Yeah, don't order online. Like, honestly, during the pandemic, they took me over a year to get me a simple fry pan. And that was during the pandemic. So like I said, I gave them a buy on that. Eventually, they actually gave me the fry pan, and they eventually refunded my money for it. Eventually. Yeah, it's like they're very good at some things. And it depends on if you have specialty stores in your area that stock the kind of stuff that they do. So yeah. But they had exactly the bird bath I wanted. Exactly the right size, exactly the right shape, exactly like Asian Asian feel to it, and stone. Exactly what I wanted. They had exactly the thing. So I will sometimes deal with painful things to get exactly the thing. Yeah, it's in Sonoma. Yeah. Yeah, it was Sagebrush. I think a lot of businesses just, and they're still doing it. Have you noticed? They're still taking advantage of people's lowered expectations. They're still upping their prices and upping their shipping times and all the rest of it. Everything is pandemic now. It's like, I hate to say this, but the pandemic is the latest employee who left. So the latest employee who left the company gets blamed for everything, right? So the pandemic is like just the latest left. Like, it left the building long ago, but we still blame everything on it. Yep. Yeah, and that's because, I mean, much as I do believe that Amazon is an evil empire, during the pandemic, Amazon did step it up big time to make sure people could get stuff they needed. And Walmart did too, I believe. So, yeah, it is. The pandemic left the building long ago, but yeah. Yeah. Yeah, exactly. And the prices went up. Now, I used to always order from Amazon Fresh because there's some stuff I can get on Amazon Fresh that's cheaper, and also stuff I can't find otherwise. At least not easily. Now I just save up enough stuff that I can put in a big order and get shipping for what, $3 or whatever. But yeah. Well, right, because they figure you can get your butt out and do it yourself, right? Okay, this is really fun, but I need to start putting some gravel on this guy's face. So I'm gonna put gravel. I'm gonna make myself work while we talk. I know I missed you all. Right? I had a weekend and I missed everybody. Oh yeah, my little scoop. I always forget that I made my cute little scoop, and it's so handy. All right, so here we gotta be careful. It's time to be careful. I still use super glue, but I gotta be careful about it. I gotta know that it's gonna creep. Yeah, it's true, Pendrake, but even though it's an evil empire, Wally World nonetheless does very good things on occasion for its communities, like when there are disasters and stuff. They have in the past, like hurricanes and things, they've stepped in to really help. So I think it's more complicated. I mean, I love to refer to these places as evil empires, and for the most part, I think they are, but, you know, every once in a while, they can make a good humanitarian decision. Probably only because it helps their PR. But, you know, that's my cynic speaking up. Yeah. Yes, that's exactly what I got from William Sonoma Sagebrush. And that estimated shipping date. Like, we have received your money. You won't get your thing for a month. Oh, lordy. Okay. So what I want to do here is I've got this big slope. See it? So I want to, there is a little divot there on purpose, but I want to fill in a little bit of this slope where I'm not trying to leave little divots for plants and stuff. Like that's a little divot right there where you see that little lighter area. Yeah, PR and tax breaks, exactly. Oh no! Oh no, Bryce! Oh no! I'm very so sad. Oh, it's a black day. It's a black day in mini painting. Oof. Oh, yeah, I don't go to Facebook, Agent Marvel. Ah, okay. That's so sad. Pardon me while I tell David. Poor James. Now I have to find the right, hold on. Yeah, there we go. All right. He doesn't do social media either, so he would not know either. So sad. Man. Poor James. I mean, James, yeah. I'm going to have to go and make, I mean, nobody's going to be able to work, right? Nobody's going to be able to work. So James has a donate button on his Twitch, am I correct? Quindy? I suggest we all donate a little bit, because he just, man. Like, I wouldn't, considering how much James's work depends on him, like, relating to other people. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, okay, so go to Apelius Twitch and, because, I mean, if it were me and my job depended on streaming on Twitch and doing videos, there's no effing way. There's just no effing way I'd be able to do it. Not for a month. Not for more than a month. I mean, considering what a ray of sunshine Kathy was for the world. A ray of irreverent sunshine. Agreed, Carnico. Yeah, there we go. There's the link, so click on it. Let's see, I'll even click on it here. Because I want to leave it up and remind myself. So, how do we find... Please support the channel. You can tip. All right, yeah. So if you click on please support the channel, you can tip it. All right, I'm going to leave that open so I can remember that I want to do that at the end of the stream. And then I'll minimize this. I thought... Yeah. I'm just going to do a real quick note to David. Yeah, all right. I mean, knowing James, he might actually, like, work might help him, right? Like, some of us, like, if I get, it depends, but sometimes I'll just throw myself into work to get away from stuff, right? But, I mean, okay, Reaper is not, like, a cold-hearted evil thing, and if we said we were going to donate a portion of proceeds, as far as I am concerned, Gibson, we are still doing that because, I mean, I hate to say it, but there are like funeral costs and things like that, and maybe medical bills. So, yeah, I'm sure. Yeah, we can't say officially. Quindy's got it exactly. We cannot guarantee it to you, but this is Reaper. Come on. I would be shocked if Reaper didn't. But yeah, I mean, there's still things. Yep. Yeah, I just found out from Bryce. So, well, yeah, but you know what, Gibson, you ask on this, and the ether is Quindy and Ant. Yeah, if they were not gonna do it anymore, they would take the mini down. But you know what? I think we leave the mini out. I'm sure that Jason would argue to leave the mini up, and he's the one who sculpted it. All right. So I am going to start gluing. I'm going to grab a pokey tool to spread my glue around. I'm going to keep in mind that super glue always creeps, right? I could do this with white glue, but the gravel doesn't stick as well. So I'm going to essentially use the super glue to go right up to the edge of these little bricks. So let's squeeze out. And I'm going to kind of keep an eye on where I might want to put, where I wanted to put some plants. And once I've got it there, I'm going to kind of spread it out a little bit. If I want it to go into any areas, and I'm going to get it right up on the edge of this green stuff. Then I'm going to put my little scoopy thing in and pour. Now for a very short period of time, you actually have the ability to kind of move your gravel around a little. You're kind of going to mess up the surface if you do, so be cautious when you do. I mostly am looking for little loose gravels that are just not quite adhering, and I can use my pokey tool to pat down the gravel a little bit. But now I've got that flow of gravel. See, I didn't put the glue onto here, but keeping in mind the super glue creeps, the gravel has now flowed around the edges of the stone, and now it looks much more natural. Yeah, I think we'll donate directly via the tip jar. Just because both David and I have known James and Kathy for a long time now. But yeah, I mean, get a little bit in there. We'll leave a area there for plants, so I'm gonna leave that. Got my little super glues, got my little scoopy thing, little super glue. I'll just pour it on here and more is better than less. If you are doing anything in a regular or narrow area, then tap the base with your finger like I'm doing here. This is why I've got a paper underneath. Many reasons I have a paper underneath, but when basing, it makes it very easy to sweep up the stuff. And I'm going to tap it off on the side of the jar. Oh, that was me! That was me! Kiki! Hey! Kiki! It's me, Dingo. See? Look, I'm tapping. See? Look, I'm tapping. Good girl. Good girl. No, we're fine. I'm tapping. It's me. Go away. Oh, this is new. No. Stand down, Papa. Yeah, I'm not sure how tips through Twitch work. If that's a good point. See how much of the money actually gets to them. That's why I wish there was just a PayPal that I could throw money at, because 5% I'll part with, but well, and it's family and friends, so you can not lose anything. On his channel in the sidebar, yeah. But yeah, see, normally, yeah, I'll have to look closer and make sure I'm in the right place for donation. But yeah, direct giving is always the best, because then you don't lose, as pointed out, you don't lose money to fees, and the money gets to you like fast. Did they ever do a GoFundMe or anything for Kathy's bills, or did they just do the miniatures and the t-shirts and stuff? Oh yeah. Yeah, well, that's something that's Googleable, so. I'm going to go over here and cut this just a little. Even that out. There. All right, now I need to get the gravel over this area over here on the side. We can see that this is still raised up. Here we've got a nice look, a nice spill of sand and stuff. Nice. Thanks, Quindy. Yeah, that's Streamlabs. Okay, that's great. That's awesome. Okay, cool. We will definitely send a donation. I'll get David on it to see how much we want to send. But yeah, thanks for looking that up, Quindy. Yeah, because direct donations are always the best, in my opinion. Alrighty. Now we get a little bit of glue over here. Right up against the edge of the green stuff. Again, it's going to creep. So given that it will creep, we'll plan for that. And we'll go and dump some sand on it. I'm mostly trying to scoop up fine sand when I'm doing this. I'm trying to not scoop up the bigger rocks, but if I get little rocks, that's nice. Yeah, that's good. Yeah, because I was already, for those of us who already have a copy of the mini, well, and they don't get, let's face it, they probably don't get that much, you know, from each mini sale. It's a nice additional, but alrighty. I think I've got my sand all set now. I'm going to base coat it and see, but I have to let the glue set up, so we're going to go back to Jolie. Oh, I forgot my scoop. Can't forget the scoop. Must have the scoop. Must have the scoop. 70% from the Reaper tree. Oh, that's good, actually. That's really good. That's not bad at all. That's because Reaper's awesome, guys. Just remember that fact. I wouldn't have worked for this company for 20 years if I hadn't thought it was a good company at its heart. Yeah, that's really good, Hyper Bunny. It's a good donation. Alrighty, so this guy, we're going to put him aside. I've kept some areas lower that I want to put vegetation in. So areas that I have, let's grab Mr. Dragonhead. And so I poked out a hole here for some grass. And then I've got also a slightly lower area in a wedge. You can see it, right? It's kind of a lighter color under the camera with the fresh stuff looking a little darker because of the glue. But that makes it easy to see that I've left this nice broad area here to put some vegetation in and break up the gravel. Then we've got this little area over here for some more. And technically, I do have a little bit of a recessed area right here still that I could throw some vegetation in. And that would work really well to balance out. That way you've got 1, 2, 3 spots. And one of those spots goes kind of around the back. I also kept a tiny little space here open. And if I wanted to, the nice thing about green is I could take my knife and cut out more of this if I want to cut off like these little cobbles here. If I decided after the fact that I want more grass, I can throw that there. Which is a nice thing about green. Like some putties, milliput, and aves are really rock hard when they dry, and you wouldn't be able to do that as easily. You'd have to probably Dremel it out, which would risk hurting the base, among other things. So it's kind of nice to have the green stuff and be able to work with it because it's softer. So that if you must remove some, you can. Alrighty. We are moving right along on this guy. Yes. All right. But he's going to take a break because we have to let our super glue completely set. There we go. Hobgoblin blue. So I will not be doing my own personal stream this Saturday or the next Saturday since we'll be in Yosemite this week. And next week I will be playing with tiny puppies who are Kiki's half siblings and seeing if there's another little like crazy puppy that's like Kiki, just because I'm curious. Alrighty, so Hobgoblin. I think I've got all the Hobgoblin I want on there, but maybe we'll do some shading and highlighting. So I'm going to put up a puddle of it anyway. Oh, I see a mold line I missed. I'll be tackling that. Down the leg. Just going to scrape real light. I like the Bones USA material in that you can do this sort of removal, kind of scraping. I will be putting puppy pictures probably on my Discord. I usually find time to take a couple while I'm at these puppy evaluations. Don't know how much more I'm going to be doing them. Yes, I don't remember if this is Zam's last litter. Just trying to take that little bit of flash off the end of the sleeve. And it is resisting. Yeah, it is definitely an evil little piece of plastic here. There it is. Just need to come at it from the other direction as well. That's good. And there's just a tiny bit of a mold line down here. Oh, quick meeting. Bye, Crowley. Yeah, actually, let's see if there are any cute little puppy pictures. It was the weekend, so maybe Bridget put up some more. Looking. Oh, it's a cuddle puddle. Oh, it's a cuddle puddle. That really light one, she's just so silver. Oh, you're back from the meeting. So cute. That little silver one. That was the last one that was dead. I told you about the puppy that was born in the snowdrift. That's that one. She needs to have a winter name. Cuddle puddle. Oh, there's a cute face. Oh. Out on the deck. They are cuties. Oh, all collapsed. All collapsed. Yeah, they're adorbs. Oh, there's great. Yep. So they're 6 weeks now, and Bridget had a huge party yesterday to introduce them to people. They also have a pool to wade in. There you go. That's Shiloh Shepherd cuteness for you. Oh, you know what a pain my dogs are. Is that correct? You really want one? That's adorbs. That's adorbs right there. Oh, the offended look. The why are you pointing that thing at me, mama look. So cute, so cute. Oh, there's the face. There's the brave face. This one is a brave explorer. you need somebody near you. There is actually a breeder in the UK now, Kerniko, but I think she's on the England side of things. Oh, bellies. That I'm familiar with that. That's the Kiki pose. Oh, with binkies. Oh, so I have to read Bridget's caption on this. Every time kids come over, there's always one that puts blankets, oh, quote unquote, over a sleeping puppy and surrounds them with a pile of toys for when they wake up. So that's what happened, is the little kids were visiting, and there was a sleepy puppy, so they covered her with a blanket. And they gave her toys. It's so cute. You'd like to have one after a kitty. Yeah. Make sure your back is in order. Kiki tried to put mine out. Oh, there's another one. They put a tiny little blanket and the little toy on top of the sleeping puppy. Oh my gosh. And there's the chaos. There's the chaos of Bridget's indoor enclosure. So she has a big deck, and so there's a pet door that she'll, they get to go out and play, and they come in and play. Yeah. They blocked it in because it was raining. Let me see if I can find it. Oh, there's a floof. There's a floof for you all. Floof, there she is. Snowdrift puppy. Yasha, that's her name. Her puppy name, anyway. Yeah, the cute face. Look at how floofy she is. So floof. Yeah, she's a huge floof. She probably figured she had to grow it because of the snowdrift. Oh, the steepy cute face. Oh, so cute. Seriously, so cute. Oh no! The rolly car, the ladder, and there's a puppy sleeping. So cute. All right, see if there are any more cuteness. No, I think we're okay. All right. There we go. You guys had your puppy dose. Never say I don't love you. Never say I don't do anything for you. Okay. Now we can go back to paint. So yes, I bet Bridget, if Bridget could, I'm betting she'd want to keep one of these. But she's not really in a good, they just have too many dogs right now. And a couple of them are also getting older, so take more care. So not a great time for a puppy. Bridget was talking about getting one of Kiki's puppies. All right, so I'm gonna get some water in this Hobgoblin Blue. I don't have to be Gibson. Those puppies sell themselves. That litter, I'm betting, has been sold out for a while. Nice thing is that one of our breeders is going to get Zammy's daddy, Lobo, who is a gorgeous dog, was owned by Deb of Riverwind Shilohs, and Deb is retired from breeding, but these puppies are Lobo grandkids, and so she is going to get one of Lobo's grandsons from this litter. So it'll be cool to see Deb again, because I used to go up and do her puppy evaluations, because she was the breeder in Oklahoma City, so 2.5 hours north of me, so I'd go up and do her puppy evaluations. Yep. Well, that's fair though, Kodak. You're trying to, make sure that you have the best setup possible for a puppy, and that's valid. Like we as breeders, we agree, we appreciate that attitude instead of just impulse going for it and then regretting that you don't have a fence or you don't have whatever else you need to do to make ready for a puppa. Sometimes it's just not the right time. You just gotta wait. Let's see. I think I'm just going to use a brown liner to lower this to get some shadows in here. Not doing any funky color stuff with this model. And brown is the complement of blue, so because it's a muted orange. Numbat, we do a pretty extensive evaluation in our organization for Shiloh Shepherds. We do a 10-stage temperament test at 8 weeks, which assesses things like how sociable the pup is with strangers. Are they noise sensitive? You know, how much prey drive do they have? How much, are they a pup that goes with the flow, or are they a puppy that's going to fight if you try to do something they just don't like? You know, how willing are they to just trust and go along with the human, even if it's a weird thing that, you know, like we do things like put our hands around their rib cages and lift them off the ground just a couple inches. Puppies don't like that. And you can tell a lot about a puppy by whether the puppy just kind of like, you know, puts its ears back and kind of goes, what's up? Or a puppy that's actively struggling to get out, right? So things like that. You have to, back in our old org and in our new org as well, we you have to study. You have to be an evaluator. You have to go to at least a dozen of these puppy evals and actually participate and, like, you know, participate in the discussion and placements, score along, things like that. You have an outside evaluator, me in this case, come in to do the evaluation so that you don't get the breeder's bias, but you still listen to the breeder as far as what they have learned about the pups in the 8 weeks they've been raising them. We do a confirmation assessment as well for structure, which is not just for looking for show dog prettiness, but also looking for things like if you've got a dog with a really straight shoulder assembly that's not got a lot of angulation but is really straight, or has flat feet, that's not a dog that you want to put in a family that wants to, say, jog with that dog or do a lot of you wouldn't want to do a farm dog. It's going to be jumping in and out of a truck all day, because flat feet are, you're more prone to injury doing a lot of exercise like jogging. And then jumping is something that really impacts the shoulder assembly. So you wouldn't want that dog to go into an agility home. You wouldn't want it to go into, you know, a flyball home where it's going to be jumping over jumps, things like that. So the confirmation isn't just to say, hey, this dog is pretty and has great conformation for the show ring. It actually does look at faults and how they impact the future quality of life of the dog, and you factor that in when you make your placements. So one of the questions a breeder typically will ask on their puppy application is, you know, what do you want to do with your dog? And that will give us I want to run with my dog. I'm a jogger. You know, I run, 10 miles a day. Then, you've got to look for a puppy with pretty sound, good feet and good, not over-angulated and stuff like that. They're just some structural things you'd want. But the temperament part is the part that most people find fascinating, because then you're pulling on canine behavioral science and your own experiences as an evaluator to get a good read on each pup. You're still only seeing, it's just still a snapshot of the pup, right? And if they're having a bad day, you might not get a great read. But you try to do your best to figure out who they are, who those little guys are and gals, and make the best decisions on the best families. So you don't just get to come in if you're on one of our Shiloh Shepherd breeders lists. You don't get to just walk in and say, I want that puppy. We always take into account, we'll listen to your preferences, but we will always, the final word is always the evaluation. Because if you want that puppy, but you have a big problem with noise-sensitive puppies, and that puppy turns out to be noise-sensitive, then it's a no, right? Common sense. Yeah, that's why we have so vanishingly few rehomes, Numbat. Our Shiloh Shepherd organization has, maybe I hear about one a year. Maybe. So I'm going to get some brown liner out here. I'm going to be lining around her blue so that I can pop some highlights on there. Putting the liner in before you do highlights can help you assess how bright or dark the highlights really are. If you don't have anything to compare that to, and also your shadows, If you don't have anything to compare those highlights to, except for your base mini white, black, or gray, you can kind of get the wrong idea about how light your highlights are really going. But yeah, our goal with our puppy evaluations, and it's a system that is based on Volhard testing, but it was modified by our breed founder to be more applicable to our breed. And then Bridget is also learning a new system of testing that's used by some guide dog organizations, which is more scores the pup on like several like threshold and ability metrics, which is interesting. Like pays a little more attention to like, are they nose focused or are they visual, you know, things like that, which are also really useful. Oh, and the last test on our temperament test is the puppy maze. So we actually build a little maze. It's very cute. It's rectangular, and it's like, if this is the maze, you have an opening at one end where the breeder sits, and then you've got two little, it's just like a zigzag, so it's like an S-curve maze. And you put the puppy in this part, and the puppy has to walk around here and come out where the breeder is. And you can tell an awful lot about a puppy, about their base personality, by how they react to the maze. Yeah, this is one of probably the more popular ones that's come out recently from Reaper. It's a resculpt by Bobby Jackson of an old Werner Clock sculpt, both of them based on the same piece of art by our concept artist Izzy Talon. The original Jolie, we've got painted versions by Jennifer Haley and Marika Reimer, two pretty well-known mini painters in the day. Jen is still well-known. Marika stopped painting a while ago to go on with actual real life in college and stuff. And careers. But they were, we have two very nice versions of the earlier version of this model. Yeah, the puppy maze is cute. Ah, I see. Yeah, we're working on 2 today. BPL. So we're also working on this guy. He's like a Burgermeister. I'm actually painting him more as a hunting lodge overseer. Wanted to give him more of a foresty look because I liked the fur pelt. And so I went more naturalistic greens with him. Yeah, so and then we were just finishing up some basing. I sculpted the little cobblestones to match the base that he's integrally on. And we just filled in a bunch of gravel. So we're waiting for that to dry so I can paint over it and then place some vegetation and stuff. Yeah, we do mostly Dungeons and Dragons kind of adventure type figs on here, but and we're on pretty much every day. Although I am off this Friday because Yosemite. Yeah, Marika's always going to be artsy, like. Yeah, I was there in winter a few years back before my husband and I were married. We went out, but we're going back this time and we're bringing our puppy, although she's almost a real dog now. She's almost, she'll be 11 months toward the end of this month. She's acting much more like she has adult brain cells instead of puppy brain cells. But yeah, we're going to do some hiking around. Obviously, dogs are only allowed in very limited areas in the park proper. But we are also going to do some hiking outside of it in the National Forest land. Yeah, going there, when I was there before, it was in winter. And actually, I really enjoyed it in winter. I think the park is gorgeous in winter, and it was totally not crowded. It's going to be a lot more crowded this time. But I'm much looking forward to it because we should have some beautiful wildflowers and stuff out. But yeah, so we'll be having a little, it's actually a postponed honeymoon because David and I got married last year in the mid fall. But the puppy was still little then, so there was just no way we were going to be able to take a honeymoon. I think I'm going to go soft with this highlight, guys. I think I'm going to go with an ivory or let me see. Let's go with creamy ivory. I like creamy ivory as a softer highlight for blues. But yeah, so we actually have a little cabin in a place just outside of the park. So having Kiki in the cabin will be fun. And yeah, I'm really looking forward to it. It'll be it's a long weekend. We're doing Friday, Saturday, Sunday. It's about a 3-hour drive from us. I mean, the fact that I have Yosemite 3 hours from me always boggles my mind. There's so many beautiful places near to where I live now. And hopefully, it's my hope that we can get some nice pictures of Kiki, my puppy, for our breed has a calendar contest in the fall. We do that's our big fundraiser for the year is we put out a calendar of Shiloh Shepherd pictures, and everybody gets to submit, and then the whole the club membership votes on winners, and the winners go in the calendar. So Kiki actually got into this year's calendar because I had a very cute little puppy picture of her that was upvoted. So I'm hoping to get some beautiful shots of her. Probably get a bunch of crappy shots as well, but I'm hoping to get some beautiful shots of her in Yosemite. Yeah, I love waterfalls. Unfortunately, because of the immense amounts of rain we had over the winter, some of the waterfall trails are closed because there's so much melt now. Pardon me, I dropped a brush. There I am. So much melt now that it actually makes it hazardous. Yeah. So, which is sad because one of the waterfall trails is dog friendly because it's paved. And I was looking forward to getting Kiki near a waterfall, but I think it's closed. Trail closure. Alerts in effect. Yosemite National Park. Yeah, they're getting some flooding. Yosemite Valley is getting some flooding right now. Some of the campgrounds are closed. Rivers are surprisingly swift, cold, and dangerous right now. Rivers and creeks in Yosemite are at or near flood stage. Stay out of them. Bridalveil Fall. Yeah, closed they're rehabbing it. Bummer. So yeah, so we were gonna go to Bridal Veil, but it is, the trail's getting renovated. It doesn't say, maybe it says. Yeah, construction is scheduled to end in summer 2023, so that's probably the end of summer 2023. Bummer. Bummer. Because, yeah, that's the waterfall that, yeah. You sympathize, yeah. Yeah, I'm thinking about getting birding glasses, just a pair of binoculars, for looking at birdies out my window now that I'm going to put my bird feeder in. All right, we're going to put a line around. We're going to keep the inside blue, but we're going to put a border, a dark border around it. And there is a break down the middle to let the arm go through, so we're going to put that in. Yeah, they're just not dog friendly. Shadow Raven, hiking around upper and lower. Whereas Bridal Veil is easy and dog friendly, so we're hoping to get Kiki near to a waterfall. But oh well, we'll have to do it sometime in the future. We are going to take her to the ocean though. It's just like a matter of choosing a weekend. We found a really cool ocean park that essentially seems to be a dog park, like an ocean dog park. It's a regular park, but it's dog friendly, and it is very shallow and flat. as far as how it grades out to the ocean. So it's not hazardous. You know, your dog is not going to get swept out to sea. And there aren't any big waves. And then either side of the beach is closed off by rocky cliffs. So your dog is kind of confined. Can't really go anywhere else. So yeah, it looks like a happening place for doggles. And it would let her play in the ocean. So I'm just glad we waited on that because I feel like adult brain cells Kiki is much better behaved and more likely to return to us when we call her. So I'm doing just some lining around these, which also adds in a shadow around the edge of the blue. Kind of very abbreviated, efficient shading that works well on this small scale of model. Yeah, so we're gonna have some fun with Keeks this summer. And then, of course, we're driving up to see David's parents in Seattle with her. And that'll be July. So yeah, I'm gonna have some time off coming up then for that trip, Quindy, because since we're driving up and driving back. I think it's a 2-day drive either way. I think we're gonna have to take a full week for it. We just bathed her yesterday, Shadow Raven, and for the first time ever, we're sitting in there in the bathroom with her, and I'm filling the tub. She actually sticks her nose like right past between both of us, and she jumps into the tub. Like I shit you not, she did it, and then she's like, "Oh no, a bath!" But she's like, "Oh well." She has limited. Plus, it's hot enough here now that we could probably just hose her off. To be fair, but yeah, she did that. I was like, "Wow." I'll see if she does it again, but I think she actually, I'm really thinking about getting her a baby pool, you guys. One of those, just those little pools, those little like 3-foot round pools. Because I'm betting she would like it. I think she would really like it. Especially in the hot weather coming up. So I'll think about it. Because she is, you know, she is part water dog. She does have that outcross behind her. Her brothers have a swimming pool. Like a big one. With steps going down into it so they can just get in like a little bit and lie down on the steps. Yeah, all my past Shiloh Shepherds have despised water red lynx. But this one has, since she's an outcross and she's 25% poodle and wetterhound, both of which are water dogs. Wetterhound literally means water dog. She definitely is more interested in water than any of my past Shilohs. That's why I was looking forward to getting her like up close to a waterfall to see what she did. But yeah, we'll see how she does at the ocean. If she just wants to run around on the sand. Or if she wants to actually like get her feet wet. But yeah, Shiloh Shepherd's not water dogs normally. Every once in a while, like, some of our dogs, like, get to like swimming. Or learn to like it, but... Do a little border down here. So just taking the liner and just running it along that border. Just to get us a little bit of definition. Yeah. Yeah, exactly. It's just a big water dish then, right? Yeah, I don't know. But the fact that she jumped into the tub and she didn't, she didn't want to get out of it because there was water in it. She just wanted to get out of it because we were bathing her. And she was like, oh no. But she was pretty good. She's getting better. She lets me trim her toes now, like her toenails. Like she started, I've been doing the whole trim one and give her a really good treat. So I've got freeze-dried duck pellets. They're just like little treats, like about that big, little cakes, just tiny cakes of freeze-dried duck meat. And so essentially I trim a nail and right away I give her a pop of that duck meat. And yesterday she let me do 2 and she actually looked kind of disappointed when I put it away. Winning. Yeah, I mean, it'd be good to just kind of, well, for one thing, I could always just soak my feet in it, right? But if the dog doesn't like it. But I think she might like it. Biggest problem then is just having a wet dog all the time. But now that it's getting hot out, seems like it might be a thing to think about. The only problem is just storage space for a thing like that. All right, so we've got those keys. Just gonna do a little bit of lining. No, I'm not. I do love my YouTube, but I have to watch my media absorption. So no, I don't, Valandar. I think every groomer has to have a dry sense of humor. Like, if you are a dog groomer and you do not have a sense of humor, you are doing it wrong. The things you deal with. But yeah, I have so many, like, writing things that I already watch on YouTube. And, oh, we got there's a little flash. See on the back of that little thing? We're going to take that off. Yeah. Oh, man. Well, there are pluses and minuses to shaving a dog. The minuses are sometimes when the hair comes back in, it's a little bit weird, and your dog can also get sunburned. But if your dad has been doing it for a while, I assume that his dog does not get sunburned, and he is smart about how much he shaves. People don't think about that. You take away that natural fur protection, and dogs are prone to that, just like humans. Oh, yeah. She does cats too, yeah. Yeah, I was actually thinking about hiring a groomer and getting Kiki done up for the National this fall. Yeah, it keeps it on the thicker side, yeah. For sure, because yeah, the sunburn thing is real. That's what some people just don't realize. And then they shear their dog too short, and they get a very sad dog. Yeah, it's supposed to be 77 here today. Lovely and sunny. It is my favorite time of year here. Doing a little bit of shading here, just coming down underneath these objects. And we can do a little bit of wet blending to blend that in. Yeah, never shave a rough collie, exactly. Yeah, because you can get some really, the hair can just grow back a little bit rougher and more likely to snag and mat. But yeah, it's a lovely day. It's a lovely day here in SoCal. I'm looking forward to this week. Although I'm almost to the point of my rewrite on my novel, my second book, that it's time to start like rewriting entire scenes from scratch. So that's coming up. Just got to push through it. Oh, and I may have found a new editor. I'm kind of excited. He's less expensive than my old editor. Seems like a cool guy. Just started out. He's Canadian. He's Canadian, and he was like editor of his college newsletter, or college, his college's newsletter, student newsletter thing. And he just likes editing, so he decided to try to be a freelance one. And now he's quite successful, so I decided I might give him a try. Because editing can cost a lot of money. I think the starting rate for the editor I was looking at is like, for the first book it's $3,000. Like, and if you're that's my size of book, right? And I write long, I write big books, but it would cost me $3,000 to get that thing edited by them, and that's just too much money. Like, for right now in my life, too much money. After you're a customer of them, then it goes down to like more like $1,700 or $1,800 a book, which is kind of the industry standard rate. Oh yeah, yeah. Vet nurses are used to that from cats, Kuro. I mean, I had a cat that did that if I wasn't in the room. That was Panther, Mama-san's son. Like, he was the sweetest cat, and he really liked people. But if I wasn't, when it came to the vet, if I was not with him, he would go double cat. So we're getting those shadows in there, which is, for me, always important to. Now that I have those real darks, it'll give me a reference point for how high my highlights are actually going. Without having something near black on the model, it's just hard to judge. The only thing you have to judge it against is itself, the blue, and this pale gray, which isn't a good metric. So your highlights essentially can look a lot like lower key than they are, and then you put something next to it and suddenly it pops out and it's way too much. So yeah, but I'm the one who uses gray in the British spelling, although my first editor made me change it. I was like, oh, all right. I guess only because I don't use British spellings for a lot of other things, so it made sense to change it to the American spelling of gray. Otherwise, I'm a rebel that way. I like that spelling of gray, and I will stick to it. Oh, David just saw my message about Kathy. Yeah, exactly. EY. EY. Oh no, Kerniko. Yep. They're both correct, actually, if you look them up in the dictionary, but the EY is considered more and more a British / Canadian spelling. And the AY is considered more the American spelling. But if you actually look it up in the Merriam-Webster, it will say that both are correct. Which is why I kind of raised my eyebrows at my last editor, telling me it was incorrect. Because technically she was not right. But she did have a point when she pointed out, because you're not spelling color with an OU and things like that. And I'm like, okay, fair. Consistency makes sense to me. Like, it made more sense to me. She's like, well, if you're going to do that, you have to, like, just spell everything British. And I was like, all right, that I can understand. Because otherwise people get confused. All right, there's a little bit of space there where I've got a little bit of gray where I should have blue. So I'm going to fill that in with a... A is for America. You got it now. Good. Yeah, there we go. Valandar with the key. Yeah, there you go, Pendrake. Yeah, except that I do appreciate consistency. So I can't diss consistency. Precisely because to some people they will react like that. Like, is EY even the right spelling, right? So even though I do have a fair, like, some of my readers are obviously from the UK because I ran a promotion there and I got my metrics back. But also I was kind of pleasantly surprised, guys. Like, I went and checked. I hadn't checked my book's rank for a while because I figured it was going to go back down to like the 800,000 to million mark. But when I checked yesterday, it was actually like 300K for one. And like, so I'm still selling a copy every few days, which was surprising to me after that promotion. So I'm like, well, maybe I should run another little promotion. Because if it's getting me readers, then I'm like, cake with sauce, like what? Briskets and gravy are divine, though. Yeah, Crowley, that's what I was doing too, but it upset my editor. So for now, it's that way. If I get rich and famous, I'm totally gonna change everything back to EY and say, screw it. This is how it should have been, y'all. This is my editor's cut. Or director's cut. Oh, dear me. I do enjoy consistency. If I'm going to use it, I want to use it consistently one way. And for me, that would normally be EY, but yeah. It is what it is. Alrighty, I think we've got all of our lining and shading and stuff. Oh my. I think so. Oh, except the inside of the sleeve here. This is going to be hard to hit. It's actually a young adult fantasy relapse. Author's preferred edition, yeah. Yeah, it's actually a YA fantasy. I mean, there's a little bit of scary stuff in it, but it doesn't have any sex. It doesn't have, there's violence, but it's like, I don't get graphic with it. It's more like Redwall. If you've read the Redwall books with the Mouse Warrior and everything, it's more like there, where the violence is just very generally described, and it's not focused in on, it's not the point. So it's, I mean, some people call that style of writing clean, but I don't necessarily like that term. But yeah, so it doesn't have, and the swearing used is almost all like, swears that are actually from that world. So it's kind of an alternate Earth kind of thing with a world of magic that's tied to it. So the alternate Earth has different swear words than we do because they have different deities than we do. So, yeah. Quindy, Amazon link on the book. You'll find it. Where's the? So you can find it off my website, or you could just go, hold on, relapse. You can go to Amazon and just Google Becker, B as in boy, E-C-K-E-R, and East of the Sun. I will bring it up quickly on my phone because it will be very fast. And it is there. There it is. That is what it should look like. Yes. So if you just search, I just searched for Becker East of the Sun, and you will find it. Oh, direct link. There we go. Yeah. Yeah, check it out. If you like fairy tale fantasy, or the young female that you are buying for does. The second book is going to be out pretty quick, beginning of September. And then it is a series, but the first two books finish the immediate story arc. So after that, it's more like an episodic series. So it's not like you're going to be like, it's not like you should never, after this point, you should never be waiting on another book to finish the story, quote unquote. Each book should be a self-contained adventure. All right, there we go. So we'll do that. And we'll get our highlight color here and start putting in some highlights. Yeah, biscuits are kind of, I mean, you use the biscuit method to make scone, or the scone method to make biscuits, right? Although, be careful, because biscuits in UK parlance are cookies. Or crackers, right? Are crackers what are the, is it biscuit, a cracker, and a cookie, or what do you guys call crackers, Carnico? Oh, super numbat, yay! A cootie dumpling. Depends on the biscuits recipe. All right, so I'm just gonna put a little bit of highlight here, a little bit of highlight down below. Because down below, the cloth actually swings outward. You see that little curve? So that's showing you that there's a little bit of a recess here, so you can start your highlight, but probably let it blend into the mid here. And then pick it up again down here on the bottom. See how that works? Where you got the highlight, and then it blends, and then it blends up. Crisps. Oh, crisps are chips too. Crisps are crackers? No, crisps are crisps. Crisps are chips. Ah! Oh man. Now we're gonna get all sorts of crazy. All right, I'm gonna grab my my base color. I'm gonna actually thin it down a little bit so that I can brush it more layering style. You can block in highlights like this, like Luca does, without blending, and then just, if you want to then pull an N on them, just thin down your base color and do some feathering or layering over the ends to make them. Crisps are chips, biscuits are hard cookies, cookies are soft cookies. Oh, nice. Yes, yes, I do recognize the viral nature of language. Snow Crash, Neil Stevenson, anybody. But I'm reading Cory Doctorow's Down and Out in the Magic Kingdom for the first time. I went off of my fantasy kick to a surrealist near future kick. I figured it was far enough away from my genre. Although when you've got people living in Disney World, I guess it does have a fairy tale. It does actually have a fairy tale feel. All right, so the nice thing about highlights is it's going to let us bring out all these beautiful folds here. So let's grab our little highlight. And this is about a, I want to call it 2 drops of the creamy ivory and probably about 3 drops of the blue. Creamy ivory does have a lot of white in it, but it's not quite as much as like going with an actual off-white like bleached linen or using pure white itself. But I wanted to soften this color and warm it a little bit. Different names for bread rolls every 100 miles or so. Yep, yep. Oh, no, Rhonda. Bummer. All right, I'm just going to do little tiny hits here on these little tiny folds. So you want to leave a little bit of your base color, but you just want to get, like, here it's just a tiny dab of paint, really. And then we want to get a little bit of this highlight here. Oh, and I totally forgot to get that area over there, so just a little bit of highlight. And the bigger your highlights get, remember, the lighter this blue is going to go. So the other thing that you want to kind of keep in mind is what other colors are you going to use on the model. And once you figure that out, you'll be able to know kind of how light that blue should go. But you can adjust this blue at any time by shrinking the highlights and growing the shadows, or vice versa. So right now I'm going pretty heavy with this blue to make it a lighter blue. I'm bringing it up for sure because look at how much area my light takes up, right? My light is easily taking up at least 60 to 70% of the area. The only base color left is here. So it's making it look much lighter here. I am leaving a little bit more of the base color in shadow, but oh, it's almost time to end the stream. Dang. But yeah, so I think I'm going to look at running another promotion for my book to get more eyeballs. Also, I've become kind of addicted to self-publish Reddit. it satisfies my need for horror stories that Quora did. While also having actually some pretty good writers and people on there, like answering questions. It's it does give me a real eye view on the self-publishing industry, and every once in a while, like, I will go and look at somebody's book because there's a self-promotion thread, and I posted my stuff in it before. But yeah, I'm enjoying chipping in. There's some people who have pretty good heads on their shoulders in there, along with all the people who are like, why am I not famous yet? So I get my comedy and my education in one place. Yeah, maybe, Korniko. Don't you still live in small settlements and distrust everybody? Oh, no. Oh, it's funny because it's true. Oh, dear. That was funny. That was very funny, Shadow Raven. You totally get me. You totally get my lol for that. Sorry, Korniko. Well, actual civilization is the kind of thing that'll drive you not to trust anybody, right? It's funny. Well, I'm trying to get my my highlights on here before we end stream, so let's just at least get them blocked in. So when you've got the dress that curves out at the bottom like this is where you put your highlights, and you, just like on our front thing right here, you leave a lot of dark and mid up higher, and you highlight lower down. A couple of these folds are pretty sharp, so you don't really have a lot of room to go crosswise, but when you do have room, you should go across the fold rather than up and down it. If you want to, you can suggest texture this way by leaving a little bit of brush stroke. Yes, now you just get invaded by tourists. Yep. Yep. Yeah, this will be our first family vacation with Kiki this weekend. Obviously, I took her to Arizona, but this will be David's first experience with Kiki on the road. There we go. Yeah, all those tiny quirky villages are probably like the like everybody's idealized version of England, right? So again, leaving a little bit of suggestion of texture here. I may double down on that. I may keep it. I may not keep it. It depends on how the miniature develops. But it can't hurt to put it in there. I'll leave that darker because the book is right here, so I want that to be darker there. Might put a little bit of light in. For reflected light. There. That's looking pretty good. Need this. Almost have it set. I want to get the highlight done and then we're done. This is like me getting my knowledge of America from the A-Team. Oh, Kerniko. Oh, Kerniko. I bow down. Oh, that was good. Oh my gosh. Ah, I love it. 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 Oh my god. Oh boy. Oh, so good. Mr. Bean of the Great British Baking Show. Dude, not too far off from Texas. Oh, good point, Zachariah. Actually, yeah. Oh boy. Well, that explains why I love the A-Team and why I lived in Texas for so long, right? I do love the A-Team. The A-Team is almost pure modern, like almost modern fairy tale in a way. There we go. I think we're doing okay. Now I want just a little bit in each of these sleeves and I think we'll be set. I will go vertical here because I don't have a lot of room. I'm only putting the highlight in the bottom part of the sleeve, which is where it's going to get more light. I just love it when plan comes together. Yep. Oh, man. Ah, so good. Okie dokie. There, I lightened up that hip one, the hip thing. I can always, if I want to bring it down, if I decide that that's too much of a light blue pop, I will grab my, remember I thinned my base coat down. I'll just put a glaze over that. And you can see how that darkened it down and also brought some of the richness of the color back. That's the thing that glazes can do for you. Other than, you know, shifting the color, but it can also take down chalkiness. So if your highlights get a little bit washed out and you lost some of that intense color that you started with and you really want it back, think about doing a heavy glaze. That's awesome, Kerniko. Yes, you are mighty, just like Mr. T. Exactly. He would probably love it if he heard you say that. He seems like a cool guy. So there we go. So that's the paint consistency I used. It's a heavy glaze, but I knew I wanted to knock that down a bit. And if you do a heavier glaze like that, you will knock down your highlight, but you also get some of that color richness back. Remember that just like washes, glazes always dry lighter than they look, and so you want to keep that in mind. Oh, Lordy sakes alive. All right, we're still working on this dude, but that's all right. We'll paint his, we'll start painting his base next time, and we'll keep working on Jolie, and you guys get a 2-for-1. A bit face and a bit Murdoch. I don't remember. I liked Hannibal. Hannibal was my favorite character in that show. I'm like, who did I? Oh, yeah. But then I like the brainy guys. I always have. Always have, always will. Look who I married. Alrighty. You could have had a worse role model for sure. Mr. T is super funny. I like him. Alright, guys. Well, yeah, there we go. Let's put our minis down there. So we made some progress on both, and that's nice. That's great. Tomorrow we're going to be a little sad, but not too much sad, because too much sad is not what you would want. Tomorrow we are back to Kathy, and we are going to work on her NMM. So that is where we're at. Yes, thank you all very much for coming. Yeah, and that's what we will be doing, and I think we're all good, and I totally forgot to charge my phone. Oh, well. Yeah, I think they're both looking pretty good. So I haven't decided. I might make Jolie blonde. I haven't done a blonde for a while. And I don't think we have a blonde version of her. So maybe I'll do that. All right, everybody. Thank you so much for turning out, and I will see you all tomorrow. Same bat time, same bat channel. And, yeah, just in time for the bye. You missed my awesome intro with Kiki, too, Bill, so you should totally go back and watch the first part of the VOD. No Rhonda today. Everybody have a great day. Bye.